Hello students, welcome. Today we will discuss regarding preparation of departmental trading and profit and loss account. Now for this we can take up a question which has been displayed on the screen. So have a look into the question first properly. So I think you have gone through the question properly. So based on this question we will prepare the departmental trading and profit and loss account. So now let's start with the question. So preparation of departmental trading and profit and loss account is similar to as that of trading and profit and loss account which you have done earlier in case of any sole proprietorship business or partnership business. Only difference is there. Here there are certain expenses which are common expenses which you have to allocate between departments, various departments on a particular ratio. The ratio might be mentioned in the question or you will have to do the ratio accordingly. Now the very first thing which will come here is opening for stock. To opening stock, let us take it 3400 and 2900. The total comes to rupees 6300. Next, to purchases, it is 7080, 6040. Total comes to 13120. Next, you bring the departmental sales by sales. You can write 12160 9120. It comes to 21280. Next, from the adjustment you will have to bring the closing stock. Closing stock is rupees. For department A it is 3348. Department B is 2410. The total comes to 5758. Next, wages. Now wages is also a direct expense, so all the direct expenses has to be taken into consideration. So wages is 1740 440 for department B. So it comes to 2180. Next we have carriage inward. Carriage inward. Now it has been mentioned in the question that carriage inward has to be apportioned in the ratio of 2:1. There are certain other expenses also which is to be apportioned in the ratio of 2:1. So the total amount of carriage inward is 468. So first write down the amount in this column. Write 2:1. So how to calculate? 2 by 3 into 468. So for department A you will get as 312. Department B you will get as 156. Now we have calculated the departmental gross profit. As you can see, the credit side is bigger, so we have added it and we have find out the balance. We've got the gross profit. I hope you all know the total of this minus all these items will get the gross profit. You can see now the gross profit has to be brought down by, I'm writing it short, by gross profit BD 2976 1994 4970. Now we will bring all the indirect expenses which will come in your PL account. So first, if you have salaries, you bring salaries to salaries. Now salaries is given as rupees 600. Now it has been said that salaries to be also apportioned in the ratio of 2:1. So if you allocate salaries in the ratio of 2:1, it will come to rupees 400 and 200. Next we have advertisement. To advertisement we have rupees 736. Now let us see what is the condition for advertisement. Advertisement to be apportioned equally, so it has to be in the ratio of 1:1. Remember, if it is said equally, so we will have to distribute in the ratio of 1:1. So it comes to rupees 368 and 368. Now let us take the next one. Carriage inward we have already taken. Rent, rates and taxes. Rent, rates and taxes. Now here the total amount is 1878. Now in what ratio it is to be allocated? It has been said that rent, rates and taxes to be allocated in the ratio of 2:1. So it comes to rupees 1252 and 626. Next, electric charges. To electric charges. To electric charges. Electric charges is rupees 627. Now it has been said that electric charges to be allocated in the ratio of 2:1. Whatever has been instructed we will have to do accordingly. So 2/3 into 627 and 1/3 into 627, it comes to rupees 418 and 209. Next, discount allowed. Discount allowed is your expenses. So to discount allowed, the total amount of discount allowed is 441. It has been said that discount allowed and discount received are to be apportioned on the basis of departmental sales and departmental purchases. Now as you can see, the total amount of sale is rupees 12160 is to 9120. So if you break it down, it will come to 4:3. It is the sales ratio. As we all know that discount allowed is based on sales, so 4:3 it comes to, so it will be 252 and 189. Next we have discount received. So discount received is your income, so it will come in the credit side. Discount received total is 1968. It is to be allocated in the ratio of departmental purchases. So departmental, so the ratio of departmental purchase, as you can see, 7080 is to 6040. So if you break it, you will get as 177 is to 151. It is, you can write as purchase ratio. Purchase ratio. So if you calculate, it will come to 1062 and 906. So one more item is left out, that is your sundry expenses. So sundry expenses is your expense, it will come to the debit side. Sundry expenses. So sundry expenses, how much? 720. Now it has been mentioned in the question, the sundry expenses also to be allocated in the ratio of 2:1. So 720 if you allocate, it comes to rupees 480 and 240. So all the items has been done. You can have a look. The PL items has been properly done. Now we will have to find out the net profit. So net profit, as you can see, the total of this item is bigger than the debit side. So credit side has to be total and it has to be deducted from the debit side. So after calculating, it comes to rupees 868 1068 1936. So I hope you have understood the problem properly. You can have a overall look. I am going through it once again. This is the departmental trading. If you want, you can also take a screenshot of the same departmental trading account. Next comes the departmental profit and loss account. So I hope the concept of preparation of departmental trading and profit and loss account is very much clear. So regarding some more practicals we will do in the next class. Thank you.